Hi everybody, my name is Carissa and welcome to my YouTube channel.
All I wanna know, are you thinking about me? I just gotta know. I just gotta know.
In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience getting married during the pandemic. Me and my husband got married on October 9th, 2020, and we actually got pretty lucky with the timing of things. We just picked a really good date because towards the end of September was when they started actually letting up on some of the restrictions and stuff like that. And so the only guideline we had to follow was that anybody serving food had to be wearing masks and gloves, but we weren't limited on our guest count or required to social distance or anything like that at our venue, which was super nice. And then ironically, towards the end of October, they came out with new restrictions again and more strict guidelines. I live in Utah, by the way, so I'm going based off of the Utah guidelines. I don't know what some of the restrictions were in other states. I'm just going based off of what I know from my personal experience. But yeah, even though we got pretty lucky with the timing of when we decided to get married, there were definitely still a lot of challenges that we had to face. So I guess just to start off with, me and my husband are very religious. We belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. In our religion, marriage ceremonies happen in temples, and we actually call them sealings because we're getting sealed to our partner for time and all eternity. And it's always been a dream of mine since I was a little girl to get sealed in the temple. And so when we first got engaged, all of the temples were actually closed down because of COVID. And so I was really conflicted because I wanted to get married, and I wanted to get married in the fall, but I really wanted to get married in the temple. And so I was trying to decide if it was better for us to just get married civilly and then get sealed later on when the temples opened up, or if we should wait. And so I basically just was like, okay, I want to get married on October 9th and I want to get married in the temple, so we are just going to wait and see. And so I planned my wedding in the hopes that we would get sealed in the temple, and then I had a backup plan in case that wasn't an option. It was about a month before our wedding date, and the temples announced that they would be opening up, and luckily everything was able to work out, and we got an appointment on the day of our wedding, the time that we wanted even. The only thing, it wasn't the temple that we had initially picked, but it was still a beautiful temple of the Lord, and so we were just happy and grateful that we were able to get into the temple. Yeah, so basically the way my wedding day went is at noon was when we got sealed in the temple, and we were limited on our guest count for that, which was totally fine because most of the people that I would have wanted there anyway weren't able to go because of other reasons. So at the temple, it was just our parents. So my husband's mom and dad, my mom, my stepdad, and then my grandpa also came. So that was it. It was just us at the temple ceremony, and that's when we actually got legally and spiritually married and sealed. I personally loved that it was a very intimate moment and that there wasn't a lot of people there because it was just something that only we were able to witness and experience. It was just so much more personal and meaningful for me, and I'm getting emotional just thinking about it because it was truly an incredible and spiritual moment for us. Whew, okay, so sorry. So then after we were able to be sealed, we left the temple and we went to our venue, and at our venue was where we met up with our bridesmaids, groomsmen, families, all that kind of stuff. And so we got sealed at noon and we met them there at 2 o'clock. Since we didn't have a rehearsal dinner, we did just do a quick run through of what we wanted our ring ceremony to be like, and then I went into the bride's room with all of my bridesmaids and we got ready, and we had a couple hours to get ready, and the groomsmen and stuff and our families were just helping set up and decorate and make sure everything looked the way it was supposed to. And so then at 4 o'clock was when then our ring ceremony started, and we did the whole thing where we walked down the aisle, and then we exchanged vows that we had written and exchanged rings and stuff. And we did that so that our families and friends who weren't able to be at the temple still got to be part of it and witness a more like traditional wedding type situation. And so we did all of that, and then after the ring ceremony, we had the family and bridal party go outside with the photographer, as well as me and my husband, to take some photos while they cleaned up the ceremony chairs and they set up tables and chairs and the food and stuff for our dinner. So by the time we were done taking photos outside, they had already started serving people dinner, and we came in and we ate. In order to save money, we decided to have like a soup bar. So we had a bunch of different family members bring a soup in a crock pot. I think we had like 8 different kinds of soups that people could choose from. And then we also had rolls and salad. And so, like I said, whoever was serving the food did have to wear a mask and gloves, but that wasn't a big deal. So yeah, then we ate, and after the dinner, there was a little bit of a break, which was honestly so nice. So then me and my husband just went into the back room and had a moment to ourselves, luckily. And then around 7 o'clock was when our guests started showing up for our reception. And we definitely didn't have as many guests as we thought we were going to have. We estimated probably about 200 people would show up, and we probably only had about 50 to 75 people. So we definitely had a lot of leftover desserts and food and stuff, but that's okay. I understand why people didn't come, because they were worried about their health and safety and stuff, and that's understandable, even though I would have loved for them to be there and to celebrate with us, but once again, I understand, so it's okay. But yeah, we did all of the traditional reception things. We had our first dance, we did the cake cutting, bouquet toss, garter toss, all those fun things, and we just kind of were able to mingle and talk to people and take pictures and stuff, so it was really fun. And then we did a sparkler send-off. It was honestly a pretty like standard wedding and reception, you know, so that was good. One major problem that did arise due to COVID is that 2 days before the wedding day, one of my best friends and bridesmaids called me and told me that she had been exposed to COVID and that she was getting tested, but she didn't know if she would have her results back in time for my wedding. So I had to make a decision and decide if I just wanted to wait and see what would happen, see if she got her results, or if I wanted to find a backup bridesmaid, because I wanted to have 4 bridesmaids because I think it looks so much better in pictures. You have 2 on each side of you, and just visually it just looks so much better. I really wanted 4. My husband had 4 groomsmen, so it just made sense and kind of needed to be that way. And so I was like, do I just wait? What do I do? Like, I want 4 bridesmaids, and of course I wanted that friend to be my bridesmaid because that's why I had asked her, but I was like, if it really comes down to it, like, I need a 4th bridesmaid. So I did ask one of my other friends if she could fill in, and she said yes 2 days before, which is just insane that she was willing to do that for me such last minute. But then also, ironically, I guess, and conveniently, we did have an extra bridesmaid dress. My sister and my maid of honor, she had purchased 2 dresses because she wanted to try on both. We'd ordered them from an online website. So she had ordered 2 dresses, was going to try them both on, see which one she liked best, and then return the other one. But she hadn't returned the other one yet, and so I brought it over to my friend's house. She tried it on, it fit perfectly, which is like so insane. So I was able to have somebody fill in, so we got super lucky with that, and I'm really happy that she got to be part of my special day because she was super helpful and great. And so everything worked out the way I think it was supposed to be, but it was super stressful 2 days before my wedding, having one of my bridesmaids just be like, oh, I can't come. And that wouldn't have happened if we hadn't been in a freaking pandemic. So, and it's my own fault for trying to have a wedding during a pandemic. So once again, everything is fine, and I knew what I was getting into, and I knew the challenges and struggles that I could potentially face. But I knew what I wanted. I wanted to get married, and I wanted to get married in the fall, so I wasn't really willing to wait. And also with the pandemic too, I just was like, It's already been going on for so long. Like, who's to say that if I postpone it to the spring or something, this can still be going on. It's possible that things might not change. So I was like, I'm not gonna wait because things could get worse, not better, and I freaking want to get married, and I'm really glad I did. So yeah, that's kind of my experience getting married during a pandemic. It really wasn't a big deal. Like, the guests that wanted to wear masks did for their safety, and people who didn't want to didn't have to, and if they didn't want to come, they didn't have to come. So I really think that everything worked out the way that it was supposed to, and I'm really happy. I had an amazing time, amazing day. There's a few tiny little things I would change, but honestly they had nothing to do with the pandemic. Overall, it really still was a beautiful, wonderful experience, and I wouldn't change it. So if you are wanting to get married but you don't know how or don't know if you should because of the pandemic, take this as your sign that it's okay. It might be a little bit smaller than you would like. Less people will come, but I promise you, like, the people that are important, the people that love you and care about you the most, they will be there. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me. If you liked this video, you know what to do, and please subscribe because it doesn't hurt you at all, but it really helps me a lot, and I appreciate your support so much. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can. It is at Carissa_Barker. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!